I am so proud of this fandom. The last chapter had brought so much conversation, so much discussion to the fan base. And honestly, it's great. I love the discussion. I always like discussion. I like seeing different opinions and everything. But in this case, especially this case, I am proud of the fandom because not every single person believes that Aokiji is legitimately going to stay the 10th Titanic captain. I saw other One Piece YouTubers saying things like, yeah, I don't believe this. I don't think this is gonna stay this way, yada, yada, yada. It could be, but I think we need to wait a little bit longer. And I am so happy because I thought this was gonna be another Yamato situation in the fandom, where everybody just all rides on one opinion and just accepts it right away, but that's it. I thought this was gonna be another one of those cases, but it's not. People are skeptical. I even ran a poll asking, do you think Aokiji will stay the 10th Titanic captain? Now, of course, you know, I didn't get a lot of votes on it. It's just 100 because I mean, come on, I got like 500 subs. What do you want from me? That could change if you subscribe.
Do it.
Now, I know in my chapter review, which I was very, very tired in because I literally woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but in my chapter review, I said that I had taken an L. And to be honest with you, I really only said that so I can make the haters happy. That's all. That's the only reason why I did it. I was just like, hey, look, here you go. Take your little semi-W and rejoice over, oh my God, I'm so happy he was wrong about Stussy not being the 10th Titanic captain. Oh my God, and screw you. Okay. That was a little too much. But realistically speaking though, there is a lot of things wrong with Aokiji being the 10th Titanic captain. I really want people to sit here and honestly think about what this means. Like, okay, I get everyone has their own thing where they are trying to match up the Blackbeard pirates with the Straw Hat pirates. I get that. People are thinking, oh, Aokiji versus Sanji, Aokiji versus Robin, stuff like that. Okay, I want you to take that idea. I want you to take that whole Blackbeard versus Straw Hat matchups out of the equation, all right? Just throw that away. Have you done that? Okay, just think about Aokiji the character. Bump all the agenda, bump every idea that you have planned for the future. Let's just think about Aokiji, the character. The man who didn't like Akainu's tactics of killing innocent people. Aokiji, the man who let Robin go and live. Aokiji, the man who had burning justice for the Marines and for what was going on in the Marines, but slowly lost that drive over time. Aokiji, the man who looked up to Garp, the hero. Another man who's also high in morals, but also is conflicted in some things as well. Aokiji, the man who had fought Akainu for 10 days straight just so Akainu wouldn't become fleet admiral so he can do it instead, because he knew how immoral Akainu was. And then Aokiji, good morals Aokiji, left the Navy so that he did not have to work for a low morals Akainu, only to team up with an even lesser morals Blackbeard. Does that make sense? There needs to be some questions here. We need to question everything that's going on with Aokiji. And I know the argument is, well, Blackbeard said that Aokiji can do whatever he wants, so it depends on what Aokiji wants, and that is true. The question is, what does Aokiji want? This is where we have to dive into his character and find out more about Aokiji's desires. Now, this isn't a theory video or anything, so I'm not going to jump the gun and start saying, oh, this is what Aokiji truly wants. I don't really know. But I'll say this. He did have a burning justice when he was younger, but that justice has waned. I would say that he does seek genuine justice. Maybe, but that's very vague. I'm not entirely sure. But something to do with the Navy and how corrupt it is. And it's interesting because we can name exactly 3 Marines that are conflicted with their duties. There's Aokiji, that we just mentioned. There's Garp, and then there's Fujitora. These guys carry out their duties, but sometimes reluctantly. Sometimes they don't really like what's going on. Aokiji went from burning justice to lazy justice. Garp went from, well, I mean, he's still Garp, but he doesn't want to become fleet admiral because he doesn't want to serve directly under the Celestial Dragons, who are jerks. And Fujitora straight up blinded himself because of the ugly things that he saw. I don't know exactly what those things were specifically, but it's pretty evident that Fujitora is kind of fed up with some things. But that is why this conflict between Aokiji and Garp is so good, because we get to more than likely, hopefully, dive into both of their minds and see what makes them tick. Why is Aokiji doing what he's doing? This is a huge thing. And I absolutely love this chapter for it. I kind of want to give this chapter a 10 out of 10, kind of like I did 1079. 1080 was darn near 10 out of 10, but this chapter, I think I will give it a 10 out of 10. This chapter, it really, really hones in on what Aokiji's been up to and the conflict between him and Garp suddenly. I really want to see this unfold because it could be something very emotional. Now, another thing that we also have to look at with him being the 10 Titanic captain is, well, power scaling. That's another thing. And let's really think about this. I have one question to ask you. Once again, make your mind blank. Throw out every agenda, every single agenda. Just think about this one question I'm about to ask you. Aokiji versus Shiryu. Who's stronger? The first thing that you think. More than likely, you're going to go with Aokiji, correct? Okay, so now we know how the Straw Hat Blackbeard matchups are. And yes, I'm going to bring in the Straw Hat Blackbeard matchups. We know that Zoro fights the strongest. And, well, at least Blackbeard will be the strongest and Luffy will fight the strongest. But Zoro fights the second strongest, Sanji fights the third, and so on and so forth. We all, at least most people, are in agreement that Zoro will be fighting Shiryu. It's a great duality there, and pretty much the whole swordsman thing, we're kind of with that. However, Aokiji, we pretty much think that Aokiji is stronger than Shiryu. Do we not? I mean, honestly, do we not? So I don't really see, and I know a lot of people are saying Sanji versus Aokiji, but look, I think Aokiji's stronger than Shiryu. And I don't think that's really gonna change either, to be honest with you. I really don't, but that's just me. Some people will probably say something along the lines of, oh, Oda can make Shiryu stronger. Okay, yeah, we can sit here and discuss what if scenarios all day, but what we need to talk about is what is. And what is Aokiji being stronger than Shiryu. As I've said a while ago, I actually believe that Aokiji is Yonko level, not Admiral level. And yes, I seriously believe so, because the Fleet Admiral, he's on the same level as Akainu, right? Akainu is the Fleet Admiral. I've always viewed the Fleet Admiral as a Yonko level guy, and who's basically on the same level as Akainu. Aokiji, they fought for 10 days. I don't really see why I wouldn't make him that level. He rightfully should be that level. I mean, heck, Akainu's so strong that Blackbeard ran away from him when it was him and his entire crew there. And when Aokiji was gearing up to actually attack Blackbeard, Blackbeard was like, oh, Aokiji, look, my crewmate's an idiot, just ignore him, don't pay attention to him, join my crew. Stuff like that. These guys are strong. And they're not any regular kind of strong. They're strong enough to be a serious threat to Blackbeard, who is assumed to be the in-game villain. Well, really, it's gonna be Emu, let's be honest here, but he's one of the big bads, one of the biggest of bads, the second biggest bad. I gotta be honest, I don't buy Aokiji staying the 10th Titanic captain, and I'm glad other people in the fandom do see it this way as well. But that's one of the great things about this chapter. It introduces discussion. I'm looking forward to seeing what else is going to happen, because this is, man, it's been a good time to read One Piece. It's been a good time to be a One Piece fan. So the other part of this chapter though, Law, or should I say Beppo, because I mean, that's the main attraction. Let's be real. There are memes going all around the internet about Beppo being like, oh, Beppo's amazing. Beppo's Pirate King level. It's funny. It's a funny joke, but this scene is actually kind of sad at the same time, because to see Law just sit there beaten as he is, and then Blackbeard is contemplating, okay, should I take your devil fruit, use it for myself? I heard that you can give eternal life, so I don't know, or maybe I should sell it, who knows? I wonder what to do with you. And Beppo takes a rumble ball from Chopper, or whatever type of balls Chopper gave him, and chomped down on the balls. And Beppo turned Sulong. And Beppo Sulong, oh my god. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest, the moment I saw this, I was happy, not because of Beppo, well, it was because of Beppo too. But I was happy because I was thinking about a certain bunny named Garrett, that's gonna be joining the Straw Hat crew, but you know, very, very soon. Well, I hope very soon. At some point in time, she'll join. Okay, let's look. Let me have my moment. Okay. Now I know the idea of Carrot getting a power up via drugs is kind of a sour spot, but you know what? This is honestly a start. I would prefer we start because I mean, better to start at the beginning of the saga, I'd say, rather than the end of the saga. And who knows, maybe if Kara continues to take these drugs from Chopper, she'll be able to do it herself without the use of the Rumble Ball. This is a natural thing that is a part of the Minx, and it's honestly a part of their feral memories that they need to be unlocked only through the moon. It's some history behind that, but I hope we do touch on that in a future part of One Piece. I saw one comment on Twitter from Slurpup. He said, Carrot is already a Goku reference. I won't be surprised if she learns just to maintain the Sulong form or activate it on command like Goku activating Super Saiyan. Now, I think that would be really cool. See, this is why I like this character. Guys, honestly, think about it. That would be cool. Carrot doesn't need any drugs, doesn't need any moon. She just walks up and she just goes Super Saiyan all of a sudden. What if she had a second Sulong form in which she could just go Super Sulong or some bull crap like that, right? Okay, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, but I just think that would be cool. I mean, that is such a Goku reference. I mean, she already technically kind of is a Goku reference to some degree because you think about it. I mean, Saiyans have to look at the moon in order to turn into the Great Uzaru, just like the Minx have to look at the moon to turn Sulong. And also, Carrot. Then there's Kakarot. And it's like, okay, Carrot and then Kakarot, his Saiyan name is based off of the name Carrot. I'm just saying, like, guys, like the references here, there is a reference there. But maybe I'm going a little bit too far with the whole Super Sulong thing, but I just think that would be so dope. This is why I like Carrot as a character, because I think she has a lot of cool potential and stuff, and but most of the fandom, I guess, ignores it. Oh well, we're gonna get her as a Straw Hat anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they think. Haha, screw you guys.
This motherfucker right here.
But anyways, Beppo and Law escape, which it's really cool to see this. It's actually really cool to see people actually respecting Beppo now, ever since they showed us Sulong, and it's really cool. It's cool to see people actually respect him, finally, after so many years of disrespecting Beppo. I disrespected Beppo too. And, he's okay. He's showing us something interesting now, so I'm not mad at him at all. But Law finally escaped, and I do believe Law is going to have a prominent role in the story, just like I believe Kid is going to have a prominent role in the story. I believe that they both, well, actually, I'm going to be honest. I think Law is more important than Kid. I'm sorry. Because Law, look at his goals. First of all, he's a D. His goal is to find out what the D represents and what it means. His Devil Fruit is super important, able to grant immortality. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Whereas Kid, his goal is just, I want to become the Pirate King. Well, that's not going to happen. So I don't really know what to say about Kid. I mean, he doesn't have the special treatment that Law has in terms of the story. So it's like, okay. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, you're a Kid hater. I'm really not. I was rooting for Kid not too long ago to actually do something cool against Shanks. And he didn't. So it's like, look, that's not my fault. Okay, what do you want from me? You want me to sit here and lie to myself all day? It's like, I can't do it, all right? I can't do it no more. Well, I do believe Kid and Law are going to come back into the story. Obviously. I just have a better view of what Law's going to do rather than what Kid's going to do. And that is the intriguing part. What is Kid going to do? I have no idea. But where are Law and Beppo going to go? All questions to be answered soon, I think. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the chapter, and make sure you guys like and subscribe and come and join the Vagabond's journey. Do you think I'm wrong about KUZAN? Do you think I'm wrong about Carrot? Well, of course you don't think I'm wrong about Carrot. Carrot's gonna be the final Straw Hat. But anyways, with all that being said, Vagabond gone.